Well, hello, Coach Ted here. Let me get rid of this telephone so it doesn't ring. And hi, I'm Coach Ted, also known as Ted Bear, and I'm your ADHD life coach. And I love helping people like you get more organized and productive so that you can enjoy life. And today we're talking about overcoming procrastination, part one. There's so much you can talk about procrastination. So today I want to talk a little bit about what it is and um, find out a little bit about from you guys what it means to you and what kind of things you procrastinate on, how it makes you feel, and it'll talk a bit about how the ADHD brain works related to procrastination and costs of procrastination and benefits. And maybe if we have time, we'll get to causes. I'm not sure. So, but it's exciting to be here. I haven't been doing Facebook Lives in some time, and wow, this is really nice. So, all of us procrastinate. We put things off that we know we need to do. We're slow in starting in projects. We avoid making timely decisions, and even we put off small tasks that we need to do either at work or in the home. And for many people, procrastination sort of conjures up the idea of being lazy, like it's a bad thing to procrastinate. And we have to be careful about that because, in fact, procrastination is a bad habit. It's not bad. Those air quotes. Um, you're not a bad person because you procrastinate. You're not doing something bad. It's a bad habit. And like any bad habit, it's something that you can shift. You can create new habits, new ways of doing things, and cut back, reduce the amount of the times that you actually procrastinate and put stuff off. And in order to overcome procrastination, you need to spot that you're doing it, recognize why you're doing it, and then take necessary steps to overcome it. And we'll get to those in another Facebook Live. Um, and by the way, I am going to be doing these every week, um, probably at noon. Today I had something scheduled at noon, so that's why I'm doing it at 1 o'clock. But every Wednesday at noon, I'm going to be doing Facebook Live, and I hope that you'll join me here for those. So, just got some notes here. So what is procrastination? And the word procrastinate comes from the Latin. The Latin root meaning pro, meaning for, and cras, meaning tomorrow. For tomorrow. Wow, duh, right? So when you're procrastinating, you are putting off important things till tomorrow or the day after that or the day after that. And when we put things off till tomorrow, tomorrow may never come. Um, and when we put things off, we are disappointing ourselves and potentially disappointing others as well. And so procrastination can have really negative impact on our self-image, our confidence, our ability for others to trust us. It can affect our relationships, all those kinds of things. Um, so let me talk a little bit about the science of procrastination because it's interesting, but also really helps me to understand a bit about how it works in our brains to not only help undermine the sense of like, oh my God, I'm bad, I procrastinated again, what's wrong with me? The brain is basically kind of set up to procrastinate. Um, and uh, there's two important systems in the brain that are involved here. One's called the limbic system, Limbic, And it's kind of an unconscious part of the brain. It's the pleasure center, and it's kind of operates on automatic. So it's the part of the brain that like feels good when we put things off, right? Um, and then there's the prefrontal cortex, which is a newer part of the brain. I think the limbic brain might be, and I have to actually look into this, but there's something called the lizard brain, sort of prehistoric. I'm not sure that's a limbic system or not, so don't quote me on that. Um, the prefrontal cortex is where we make decisions, we make choices, where we plan, where we prioritize. And of course, that's really important for us to be able to, be productive, get done what we need to get done, pay attention to things we need to pay attention to. But that's the prefrontal cortex doesn't operate automatically. It takes sort of something like to get it started, like a like the battery's got to give it a jolt to get it started, and that jolt actually is dopamine, and the ADHD brain is short on dopamine. So in order to get going, getting things done, particularly things that don't come necessarily really easily to us, we need that dopamine hit, and that can come from a number of ways. Like if there's something that we enjoy doing or we're really engaged in, that provides dopamine, right? But if it's like, okay, you need to write a report at work and you don't really want to do that, the dopamine's not there. It's sort of like what we need, it's like the neurotypical brain is sort of like a regular car, right? It's got a battery, you turn the key, it starts up most of the time, right? But for us with ADHD, it's more like our car requires 2 batteries or maybe 3 batteries. It needs a bigger jolt to get going. And if we don't get that jolt when we're got a task in front of us, we look for it and we'll go off and do something else. It gives us that jolt. So hi, by the way, if you're watching me, please say hi in a comment. Let me know who you are. And again, this is just if you didn't catch it at the beginning, I'm Coach Ted, also known as Ted Bear, your ADHD life coach. And today we're talking about procrastination, overcoming procrastination, part 1. I don't know how many parts we're going to have. I think probably part 1 is going to be not as much stuff as I thought it was going to be. So that's a little of the science about procrastination and how the brain works, the ADHD brain works. So I would love to know, for those of you who are watching right now, what do you procrastinate on? If you could write a comment to let me know what are the kinds of things that you procrastinate on. And I'll see what anybody has anything to say about that. I'd love to hear about that. Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing any comments. All right. Well, another question, if maybe you'd like to do this, is how do you feel when you procrastinate? How does it make you feel when you procrastinate? I'd love to know about that. If you would like to share that with me and with the rest of the folks who are watching this video, either as I'm doing later on. Okay, well, that fell flat. So let me move on. So again, so we tend to think about procrastination as a bad thing, but as a negative thing. But there are real benefits to procrastination. Oh, okay. Hi, Holly. Thanks for you. So Holly says she procrastinates on any errand that involves leaving the house, groceries especially. Yeah, I have trouble with that too. Um, Getting into my schedule and actually going out and doing it. And Whole Foods is 4 blocks away. And I finally went uh, last week. I went like Friday, late Friday afternoon. No, it was Saturday afternoon. I went anyway. And how does it feel when Holly, when you procrastinate? How does it make you feel? If you care to share about that. Okay. So back to talking about the benefits of procrastination, because we don't often tend to think about them having benefits. Um, but there are, like, we get to put off unpleasant tasks in favor of something that's more enjoyable. Problems may end up getting solved without if we wait long enough, somebody else may take care of it, or maybe the problem just kind of goes away on its own. Um, we can avoid the possibility of failure or of success. For some people, fearing of, they're afraid of failing, but some people are afraid of succeeding and what that might bring on. Um, we get to avoid the discomfort of doing something that we don't really want to do. And we avoid anxiety that can come with doing, a challenging task. So those are some of the benefits um, that we might get from procrastinating, and there are others. And this is something I would suggest that you may do some thinking about, because let's get the costs for a minute, and then I'll come back to that suggestion. So also, of course, procrastination has its costs, right? And um, not starting things, not finishing them can lead to problems. We get problems at work, problems in relationships. Some of the costs specifically. So one is the effect it has on our self-esteem, and it also can affect our ability to focus. So um, when we procrastinate, we're aware of that. We know there's something that I hate to use the word should, but should be doing, that we really ought to be doing at that point in time, that we're not doing. We're doing something else, but we're aware of the fact that we're not doing that important thing. And we do that, we do that on a regular basis, then that really has an impact on how we feel about ourselves. It's like, oh, here we go again. I know I should be doing that, but I really don't want to. I'm gonna look at my Facebook feed, see what's going on with my friends, um, or I'm gonna watch, you know, funny cat videos, which, in of itself is not a bad thing, right? None of these things are bad that we do instead of what we ought to be doing. Um, so it affects our self-esteem. Another thing can happen is the fact that there's all this stuff that we need to be doing that we're not doing. It kind of builds up. So it's in our awareness, so in the back of our mind, that there are things that we need to be doing that we're not doing. And the more that happens, the more kind of our mind gets cluttered, and the more difficult it is to stay focused in the present and be effective and productive in the present. So that's another way that procrastination affects us. It gets in our way of being able to focus and get stuff done. The more we do it, the more problematic it is. Another way that procrastination affects us and costs us is through lost opportunity. Um, some little stories that I came across. A young woman, musician. She's been a musician for many years since she was a child. Uh, she had she lived in Chicago. She always wanted to be a member of the Chicago Orchestra, and she finally got an audition. And um, just before she's ready to leave the house, there's one thing she wants. Just get this thing. I'll do it for 5 minutes, and then I'll leave. And hi, DeMonica, thanks for joining us. Um, so she gets caught up in what she's doing. She's late leaving the house. She's late. She misses her audition. That's a big missed opportunity. Another third big cost of procrastination is financial loss. Um, you get a parking ticket, you stuff it in the glove compartment, you forget about it, and that 25 ticket turns into a 50 or 60 or $80 ticket. You forget to pay your credit card bill, and you get a late charge. Um, if you do that enough, you can affect if you have a balance on your credit card, it can affect your interest rate. So that could cost you more. It could affect your credit rating, which could mean, it could cost you more getting a loan. You're going to a friend's wedding out of town and you need to buy a plane ticket and you keep putting it off and you finally get to it, but it's like not 6 weeks ahead of time, it's 1 week, and all of us, the prices have doubled. So that's another way, is a financial impact of procrastination in various ways. So I'm not going to get to causes today. That'll be part 2. So let me wrap things up here. To say thanks for joining me today. Sorry about the glitch. We're not in charge, right, of all this technical stuff. So again, I'm an ADHD life coach. I love helping people like you get organized and productive so that you can enjoy life. And today we started talking about procrastination. We talked about a little bit what procrastination is and costs and benefits of procrastination. Please don't forget to comment here. Hashtag connect if you want to connect further, and I'll get right back to you. So hashtag connect if you'd like to connect with me outside of this Facebook Live. And to get your copy of today's free gift, Overcoming Procrastination When You Have ADHD summary page. It's a summary of the reasons people procrastinate and some of the strategies that you can use to overcome it. If you, as soon as I sign off here, I'm going to put a link below. So click on that, and that'll take you to a page to sign up for the spacing out here. Sorry, sign up for the free gift. And if you're watching the replay, please type in hashtag replay so I know that you've been here in the comments. So tune in next Wednesday at noon Eastern Time for Overcome Procrastination Part 2. Again, note the change in time. Today's 1 o'clock, but I'm going to do these regularly at noontime Eastern Time. And that's it. Thanks for being here, and over and out.